Look at
You don't come home from nights out.
I say I've been hustling in and out the door for every dollar, no discussing it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back, one. Welcome back, all. It is Monday night, and you know what Monday night means. You have joined us for another fantastic episode of the Kayak USA Bassin Kayak Award Show. My name is Chad Brock. Nobody knows what I am even doing here. But this guy over here, the guy that lives down by the Tennessee River, he pedals that Jackson kayak down that river, and the kids go, "There goes that man." And the women go, "Who is that man?" Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jason Major Gaines Cassidy is joining us tonight from lovely PB Lodge studio in beautiful Dayton, Tennessee. How's the weather down there today, sir?
Wet. It is very moist, and I'm sorry if I just triggered everybody in America.
I don't know if you can say that word on public access here. Like the Wayne's World.
It is. Yes. It's raining, dude. It is. The lake is getting full. All the TVA lakes are getting filled up, and but yeah, I mean it's nice. It's just a rainy day. A little tired, but how's things up in your neck of the woods, up in Indiana?
Man, we're getting hot. The Bassin's getting hot. You know, we took off for a little Small Lakes derb there on Saturday morning. There was a cool breeze in the air, a little bit of cloud cover, a little frontal action coming through. It was a beautiful morning. And then the sun came out, and it proceeded to get real hot real quick shortly thereafter. But yeah, it feels like Southern time has officially arrived in Southern Indiana. So that's a good thing, man. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Kind of looking forward to some warm days out on the water. I think it's the first time that I've not had a raincoat on and been out on the water, or a sweatshirt. Actually, rain pants for that matter.
That's a good thing. Donning the shorts and
No rubber boots either. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah, I remember.
I felt like I was fishing.
A couple months ago. Yeah, when you don't have to have the NRS boots or whatever bogs, whatever kind of wet weather gear, cold weather water gear you have, but yeah, when you can don the Crocs or the flip flops or whatever you get in there with, man, that's always a good feeling. It lets you know that proper Bassin weather is upon us. Yeah,
and it was kind of good to feel it. It was good to feel it, man. But yeah, man, tons going on this week. I mean, what do we have? 4 tournaments, 5 tournaments, 4.
Yeah, it stays busy on the USA Bassin Trail, with the weeknights, and it seems like, golly, it almost seems like we're adding derbs by the week. It seems like, just when you think things are winding down, things kick back up, and it's really fun and cool to see the growth of USA Bassin this year, and it continues to grow actually through the course of the year with our directors stepping up and adding events for these anglers to jump in on. It's really cool to see, and now we get to talk about them.
Yeah, so I mean, talking about adding events, for those of you guys that might be down in the beautiful bluegrass state of Kentucky, man, those guys, they came to us in droves, and they said, "We want more. We want something else." We see all these weeknight tournaments popping up. Mm-hmm. So last, what was it, Thursday? I think it was Thursday or Friday. It was one of the two. It was at the end of the week after their last tournament, and we'd done the podcast. Mm-hmm. But we announced the Kentucky weeknighter division. So Kentucky, I mean, we're getting close to that August 31st deadline to get in all the tournaments for the year. But we did have enough room to go ahead and bring them in. And we're going to do 6 of them. So guys can, if they missed one of the big events over the course of the year and they just need a few more points to get in that USA Bassin Classic down to beautiful Lake Barkley, they're going to have that opportunity. So
yeah, those weeknighters provide 50 points for the winner, smaller entry fee, a little shorter tournament, a little shorter, points purse. So 50 instead of 100 points. What are you running, like $40 or so for entry fees on those weeknighters?
Yeah, it depends. You can either do, so they have the option. Each division, the director can choose. They can do a $5 big bass buy-in or a $10 big bass buy-in. Indiana does the $10 big bass buy-in, and that works out really good. It gives those a little extra money in the pot for those guys that want to fish them things.
Yeah. And I apologize in advance. This torrential downpour may affect the old Wi-Fi here at the PB Lodge.
Couldn't
podcast
imagine.
studio. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
So
and Eli did
let's.
$5.
No, go ahead. Go ahead and dog Elon. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so Elon, we've been complaining on the podcast. Clearly, he's a huge fan of the show. And he tunes in every Monday and sometimes on Tuesday. And he heard the complaints from the PB Lodge in Dayton, Tennessee, and he took my bill down $5. But
there you go.
It still sucks. And that could be, cloud cover or whatever it is, but it's not working real good out here right now. But, hey, we're going to send it. Chad's got, his red, white, and blue theme, beautiful studios there. So hopefully his Wi-Fi is on point and ready to rock and roll. And we're going to get these cats on the show tonight. Talk about some bassing. Talk about some weeknight bassing.
Oh, that was the wrong tournament, but we'll go ahead and talk about it anyway.
Yeah,
so over the weekend, Indiana Small Lakes was in the house. So that one, Small Lakes, for those of you guys that don't know, Indiana, and I'm sure a lot of places around you guys at home, what we've got is we've got a bunch of little trolling motor only lakes. They could be, just old DNR impoundments. They could be old mining quarries. You just never know. There's a ton of them around southern Indiana and northern Indiana. They're just little places where you can only use a trolling motor. No big boats. Yeah. Can be out there under, power their Merc 250. So the Small Lakes kind of adds a little fun thing. It makes a different game, if you will. We can all go out, choose any lake in the state as long as it's under 400 acres, and you can't fire up the old big Mercury 250. So it's fun. Most of these lakes are pretty heavily dominated by bluegill, catfish, and some other things like that. But you can get into some good bass fishing if you find the right ones. And sometimes, Jason, it's a bit of a chore to find the right ones. We'll be honest with you.
It looks like they were few and far between this past Saturday in these pothole derbs, which is that's probably what you ought to call it, man. It is
pothole derbs. That'd be a good renaming. It's a fitting one.
It is, especially in the Hoosier State.
Yeah, if you've been around 465 one time, you know that story.
Yeah, buddy.
Bruce,
they were few and far between. Got them.
Bruce,
he got 5 bass limit.
Got a 5 bass limit, and he fought for it, buddy. He was those of you guys see the little video this morning. I was actually on the same body of water as Bruce, and I'm here to tell you, he fought for every bite that he got. He worked at it. He got that 5 bass limit though. He didn't give up until he had that 5 bass limit, and that's what matters, man. That's what matters.
Yeah. Yep. And there he goes, donning them Crocs. We're talking about, the warmer weather conditions out there. So Bruce looks like he's rocking some shorts and some Crocs, and got some smaller bass. But hey, 5 bass is better than 1, 2, 3, or 4 bass, and got him a 3rd place finish. Bruce is leading the Angler of the Year points on a national scene, so we'll give him his flowers on that. He fishes just about everything around.
Everything in Indiana and in Kentucky.
The man likes to get out on the water.
He does. He enjoys the heck out of it. He just, he just likes bassing, and he can't fault him for that. That's for sure.
No. I think we all got that bug, and he's just got a little bit more than anybody else, I think, right now. And speaking of having the bug, Chad Brock, I don't know if you know this guy, but he fishes from time to time. He talks more than he fishes, but he got him a 5 bass limit. He got 5 bass.
Sits in front of a computer more than he'd like to. But yeah, 5 bass limit. It wasn't pretty.
No, let me see. Speaking of pretty, let me see.
One of
14.
There was a couple of them that were. That's not.
Oh yeah, look at that no touch post spawn.
Yeah, there was one of them that was actually fairly. There she is. She was a
Yeah,
little,
she
or
is
he was a
there.
little
She's
bit
got a nice,
dark.
nice little
Nice
body on her.
lines,
Looks like a
just a
grass.
pretty
Is that a
old
grass lake
bass.
that you were on
I
by
can't tell
chance?
you. Yeah, it might have been. Might have been a little
Okay.
grassy. Might have
Okay.
been a little
I was
grassy.
gonna
Might have
say
flipped
it
in
kind of
some
looks like
grass.
a grassy fish.
Mm, it was. It was a little grassy in there.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, threw a nice spinnerbait combo across the lake. Yeah, lost four good fish that probably would have sealed the deal and got rid of that 12-5 down there. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what? That's Bassin. Stuff happens.
Yep.
Cussed a
Oh
little,
yeah.
cussed a little, and had a good time all at the same time.
Yeah. I was talking with a friend of mine on the West Coast, and you know, I'm pretty sure I've replaced almost 99% of my road rage that I used to have and transferred it all into my bass fishing bucket. Because
Hmm.
man, I tell you what, you want to see a good Christian go bad, man, just catch me on a bad steering day or a bad hook set day out on the water, and
There
I
you
can
go.
promise you, I can make your toes curl up, son. I get
Yeah.
angry out there. But
And
Marcus Grubbs,
shout out to Marcus Grubb. So Marcus and I were 60. He was at 60. We were deadlocked for quite a while. He watched me
okay.
lose what would have beat him, and then he turns around and at the very last minute catches one, and then we load the boats up and head out. So shout out to Marcus. That 15 and a quarter. Beautiful fish, I do believe. I believe it was another one. As you can see, the old bigger, it's got grass all over, so
Yeah,
you know he was grassing pretty heavy.
yeah, he's in the grass. Looks
And
like
I
a
believe
got
you
a
can.
frog there. It's in
Yeah,
there.
he's got a frog there, so there's a pretty obvious suspect in what was going on around that place over
Yeah.
the weekend.
So
Um,
you all three were on the same
yep, all three of us.
pothole.
Yep, we planned it, and all three of us met up and wanted to fish together and kind of fish a pothole,
Mhm.
um,
Boy, he's
all at the same
he's
place.
squeezing the
So
daylights out of that. That fish ain't going
that
nowhere.
fish ain't going nowhere.
I
But
think he's got violated, son. There's aliens that don't treat you like that. What I mean, shout out to David Elsey down there in the bottom.
yeah,
I don't want to leave him out since you guys clearly left him out of the pothole with fish in it.
yeah, he
You
signed
know,
up. He signed up a little late. I didn't even know he was coming. I woke up in the morning
yeah,
and seen he'd registered. So shout out David. I know he went. I know where he went. He went to a very tough place.
yeah,
So shout out David. I know he probably give it his all throughout the whole day. So
yeah. He's got that. What's that? A bite FD playa? Playa?
no, that's a NAR. That's a NAR
Is it an
FD
R?
flyer.
I'm trying to
Yep.
look at the padding there to see what that is. But yeah,
Yep.
that's a beautiful boat. Love those boats. Love that color.
Oh
Shout
yeah.
out to
Good
David.
looking.
Sorry you got left
Shout
out of
out
the
David.
party. We
Yeah,
love you,
sorry,
David.
David.
You know,
Next time, bud. Next time.
yeah. Just chatting
But
with you.
yeah, small lakes in Indiana. It's a fun thing. If you guys have never done anything like that, just get a group of friends together and hey, maybe start a division with us.
Oh heck yeah,
We can do
man.
small lakes in your hometown too.
Yeah, it's always a good time when you get out there bassing with your buddies, and I mean, there's a little bit of scratch on the line, right? You know, you're fishing for more than just bragging rights. You're fishing for some points and some coin, but it's really cool when you can get out there and see your boys catch them or struggle, and just have that camaraderie. It's really what made this game so cool in the first place.
Yeah. And we're going to back the truck up here. So, New York, they had a weeknight series that went on way before my Indiana weekend series. So, I accidentally clicked on the wrong one. So, here we are back at New York. So, the Wednesday night shuffle is a wild Bill likes to call it out there in New York.
My dance partner, Wild Bill.
Wild
Yeah,
Bill. Wild Bill, your dance partner. I like it.
yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and we'll start
Ooh.
down there in fifth place, Jason. I'll let you go ahead and start breaking
Yeah,
these
Mr.
results
Kevin
down.
Ricketts looked like the outer towner from the great state of Vermont. He got him a nice one, and then followed it up with a line burner. But yeah, I mean, look, I mean, you want to talk about differences in fish. I mean, largemouth bass is a largemouth bass, but look at that pasty. I mean, that looks like me on a January morning. You know what I mean? A little pasty white compared to the ones y'all had up there in Indiana, being nice and dark. But yeah, he got a couple fish. obviously, a little bit of struggle to the day, but hey, 5 fish in a short time frame. Looks like the sun's going down. Looks like it was a beautiful day out there for Kevin. I don't know if he's living in Vermont and made the trip over, or if it's how these tourney X sometimes
Yeah,
they
you
just
never
don't
know.
transfer your thing. But hey, shout out for coming in there and stepping into the New York series and getting it done. And and they 2 fish, two
Yeah.
two decent fish, 28.5 inches. Got him a top
Mhm.
5. Got some good points. And he moving on. Now you want to
Yeah.
talk about a guy that the shoulda, coulda, woulda. And I know the anglers in third, second, and first are probably like, man, I hope this dude is not sandbagging because he slapped some big uns on the board, 20 and a quarter, 19 and a quarter, 18 and a quarter, and then I mean, whoa. I mean, you can't skip past that bass. I mean, that giant bass. Lord. I mean, he's just fishing on a different level. But unfortunately, that pothole he was in only had 3 fish in it, I'm afraid. Look at that. That is a kayak assassin. Big head, long body. That thing's got genetics.
It's a
It's got
beautiful
genetics
fish.
for days. It's a lovely fish. It'd be
But
even better than that, Chad.
what's that?
2 more fish.
Two
Come
more
on.
fish.
Come
Well,
on, Kevin. We got
let's
Kevin
welcome
Phipps on
Kevin to
here.
the show.
Yeah. Now,
Big
Kevin,
bass winner from the
I told you
Wednesday night
before.
shuffle. Kevin Phillips, welcome to the show. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody where you're from and what kind of kayak you're fishing out of this season.
Yeah, Kevin, live in Ithaca, New York. Came out here from Ohio about 10 years ago. Fishing out of a Hobie PA 14. So still just foot pedals and everything. But yeah, did grow up in Columbus, man. Did grow up a Buckeye fan. But
Yeah.
yeah. But
Nice.
yeah, fishing out of upstate New York, doing a lot of Finger Lake stuff, man. It's fun up here, that's for sure.
It's definitely different than the Midwest, I'm sure, where we have a cold front down here like every other day
Yeah.
that screws fishing up to the moon.
Yeah. But yeah, man, a limit would have been nice, even just 2 12-inchers. It's funny, you fish to the buzzer, and I got a photo of my phone. I think the last photo was like 8:27. I got one more fish on the board at 8:27. Put it on the board, and it was like 11 and a half. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
You should have did what Marcus did and insert your thumb in the rectal hole of that fish and made him pucker out to about 12 inches. I'm pretty sure that's what Marcus did on that. And I don't mean to bust your balls too much, man, but we've all fell short. But my PB actually came with a 4 fish. I was 1 fish short of a 5 bass limit. So yeah, I definitely understand how a couple more inches would definitely go a long, long way. But man, you got some good points. Tell us a little bit about your day. You obviously caught some good fish. I mean, you can give up as much or as little as you want, but like what kind of techniques were you using? These fish kind of post spawn, you think, or how's things up in New York?
So I think we got fish in all 3 phases still, maybe some phasing out of the pre-spawn, but a lot of spawn, post spawn, and just kind of threw a handful of things at them that I know they like to bite this time of year, and didn't get a ton of hits. But I ended up, funny enough, this is my first time out for the year. Was that Wednesday? Just kind of didn't bring a graph or anything. Loaded the kayak up, went to a spot I was familiar with, and didn't get a bite for a few hours, and threw one of those koiki baits. Got a hit on that. Didn't know what I was doing with the rigging of it, so I didn't land that fish. Switched to some finesse stuff, just throwing some finesse swim baits, and pulled them out from a couple of docks over there. All light line, light tackle, so that all of them were pretty fun, especially that 20-incher. Just want to make sure we get that one in the boat with the light line and spinning rod. But yeah, it got hot for 30 minutes or so, and couldn't buy a bite the last hour of the night. Just
dang,
couldn't find them. Couple perch and couldn't find one more largemouth. But still a fun night. Anytime you get out and get 3 fish like that, that's a heck of a time.
Yeah, hell yeah. We've got a club here that fishes a 3 fish limit. And I mean, 57 and a quarter or whatever you ended up with definitely would put you in contention for a top three out of, 30, 40 guys every week down here on Chickamauga. So, I mean, shout out to you. Those are some good fish. Unfortunately, a
Yeah.
couple of fish short, but hey, first time getting out and you slap
Yeah.
3 big ones on there. I mean, you're living it all right.
Yeah,
You're living
can't beat
all
it.
right.
No, can't beat it. And we got some hammers up here, so anytime you can land big bass or even put up a solid limit, around the anglers up here, you're having a good day.
Heck yeah, man.
For sure.
Definitely.
So how are you liking the weeknight format? Is obviously something that's kind of brand new to a lot of kayak anglers. It's been around bass fishing forever. How are you liking the format? Do you like the challenges? Do you find it's kind of a little bit of an adrenaline rush with the shortened time frame?
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of that. My job throughout most of the year, I'm working on Saturdays and some Sundays, so I don't get a lot of weekends and don't get that competitive edge out all the time. So having a weeknighter where, just get home, load the kayak up, load a few rods and hit the water and just try to find them. That's a good time. I really do like that. And we don't have a ton of those up here yet. So that was kind of a nice change of pace and, real good time. I love that idea. I think more clubs would benefit from something like that.
Heck yeah. Well, that's always good to hear. And it's, that kind of feedback is exactly what tournament directors need to hear, because running tournaments, to be frankly honest with you, it sucks. It's not the easiest or funnest job to do. But, when you get anglers, really reaching out and supporting and saying the things like, you just did, Kevin, I mean, that really goes a long way to, selling that idea to a tournament director somewhere. So, yeah, I mean, it's great for you to hear. And if other anglers feel that way, we definitely invite you to, reach out, say something in the comments, phone a friend, tell a friend, see these little weeknight things go. These fruit jar tournaments are a lot of fun, especially when you get a good group out there, man, for sure.
Well, and some of the way that we're doing it, I think that's interesting, Kevin, and you can tell me how you like it. I mean, you've got different bodies of water that are in play. I mean, it's not just one lake where everybody's meeting up. I mean, there's a little bit of a game inside the game with having to make a decision of where to even go.
Yeah. You got to get somewhere that you're going to maximize your fishing time, right? And get out on the water as quick as you can. And most of us are going to go to spots we're familiar with, right? And go to places that you, when you started out kayak fishing, a lot of it was those weeknights, just going out after work and loading the boat with a couple of rods and going. So it feels cool to get back to that's how I started, right? Just loading it up, taking a few things and going. So it's kind of cool to come back to that and you can definitely see your growth, right? And first few times you do it, you catch 1 or 2, then you catch 3, then you catch a limit. And but yeah, that strategy, maybe finding a lake where I may not get 85, 90 inches, but I know I'm going to get 5.
Yeah.
Right. Or make a decision like I did. And, all right, I know I can get some big bites, but I don't know if I'm going to get 5 tonight, and it just makes you kind of be thoughtful about that strategy and brings just a new, different type of competition to it. Real fun.
Nice.
Awesome.
There we go. I like it.
Well, let's pop some of these other results on home here, and let's talk about some of these other dudes that were.
Yeah, let's talk about somebody that knows how to catch 5 fish.
That's
Kevin.
right. A couple people kick my ass.
Harsh.
See, he looks like a pretty sizable dude, so I'm just glad he's in New York, and
he's going to show up at the Classic, and you're going to have to answer to this. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm getting what I deserve here, boys.
Yeah, it's all good, man. But yeah, so Corey,
you'll make fun of somebody, and somebody's going to be like, "I'll see you at the Classic."
I'll be waiting. Corey got him a 5 bass limit. And we talk about it all the time, every week, Chad. We talk about how important 5 fish is, and this isn't to throw shade at Kevin, but there's only what is that, 10 and a quarter inches or 10 and 3/4 inches difference there. So obviously 1 keeper fish would have put, Kevin ahead of the 3rd place guy with 4 fish. But
right.
The 5 bass limit goes a long way. He's got, 5, smaller fish, but 68.5 inches. He called out. I'm assuming a 12 or 12 and a quarter, but yeah, he had a decent day out there on the water to drum up a third place finish. I saw somebody in the comments talking about catching a 30-pound drum. Always like to see that, and guarantee you it probably pooped on his boat. I mean, if you ever catch a drum that doesn't poop on your boat, it's probably not a drum. I'm just saying. That's all they do is poop on the boat. So Jay Irwin, go ahead. What are you going to say?
Talking about the 5-fish limit, but like even a 12-inch fish with the shortened time frame and working on that 5-fish limit, even a 12-inch fish like what we've got right here with a 12.5, that makes a difference.
Huge difference, yeah. I mean, you add 24 inches to 57 3/4. I mean, you're doing all right. I mean, you're right there with Philip and Jay. You know what I mean? So, Kevin was definitely on the door. He was knocking, and he just kind of ran off before they got the chance to answer it.
Yeah, for sure. And it makes it, every fish counts on weeknight, and that you just can't express that enough. I mean, if you've got time to call and you make a call, it's a big deal. Yeah,
and now Jay and Philip, finished 1 and 2 here, and you can see there's just a 1/4 inch between them. And we beautiful smallmouth. We talk about this on rinse and repeat a lot too. Is you think like on a weeknight event, 83.5 inches. It's pretty solid. You know what I mean? They're out there for just 3-4 hours. You throw up 83.5 inches. You called out once. I mean, you're living pretty good.
For sure.
And when you look up on that Tourney X leaderboard and you see that your mixed bag of smallies and largies just got edged out, ooh, man, that burns a little bit. But yeah, definitely shout out to Jay. Got him a nice limit. I love seeing the mixed bags. I like how his kayak's set up there. Just throwing that out there. Looks like he's rocking maybe a Hobie Lynx, which is a SUP style of kayak, but he's got the Yak Attack boxes there, flanking his board. Very nice, very organized. Feet could use a little work, but whatever. His OnlyFans account definitely riding the struggle bus, but his 5 bass limit was just enough to get him into a really tight race for first place with Mr. Philip Dudek, who is not.
And shout out to Philip. Let's give Philip some flowers here. Philip actually, before Bill came along, was our director up at the great state of New York. He kind of got USA Bassin in the door up there in New York. So thank you to Philip, and we appreciate him. We know he had to work tonight, and so shout out to Philip. He did a great job in the early days, and obviously Bill took it over from there, and it continues to grow. And
now he just shows up and takes people's money.
Yeah, now he's just bassing with us. Like to see it.
Yeah, but 5 bass limit, just edging out, Jay for first place. Man, that thing's got a big old tail. That's a big bodied fish right there. Recuperating from the spawn, it looks like. But yeah, nice fish. 18 1/4. Yeah, 18 1/4. Looks like he had all green ones going across the board. But yeah, shout out to you. Man, that one almost looked like a shad. Kind of built weird, but 5 fish, 5 good ones. And he called out twice. So, that one more call over Jay was probably what, won the tournament for him. And it's really neat to see these tight races like that. And you break down the numbers when you see a 5+2 versus a 5+1, guarantee you it was a 1/4 inch call or it wouldn't have called. So there it is. One fish made all the difference.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, good looking limit.
Beautiful fish. Them New York fish, they just look cool.
Clean.
They just do.
Clean. It's because they're upstate New York fish. You get them New York fish. Whoa, they all tatted up, probably strapped, got a coke problem, behind on child support. I mean, they got all the issues.
Well, Kevin, we appreciate you being here, buddy. So before we let you go for the night, man, thank anybody that you want to thank. And if you've got any sponsors, you thank them, shout them out. And, man, tell people where to find you on social media to get to know you and follow your fishing adventures a little closer.
So definitely got to thank my wife because she was the one that encouraged me to get out there, right? And she was like, just get out of the freaking house and go fishing. So gotta shout her out. Appreciate that. I actually don't have much of a social media following. Don't do a ton of video. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, a lot of it's a mix of fishing, and I'm a track and field coach that's my career. So a lot of it's some track and field stuff, and it's hammertime_KP. If anyone wants to follow me, but yeah, a lot of some brown stuff, some track and field throwing and fishing. So no sponsors, just kind of getting out when I can.
Heck yeah, don't hurt them, Hammer. Love it. Track and field time, and good work on the wifey. Good shout out there.
Yeah, no, I kick my coverage, and she wants me out of the house, so it works out pretty well.
Whatever, to avoid getting my ass kicked at the Classic. You're a good looking young man. Anybody ever tell you that? You're a nice looking young man.
She's lucky to have you. No.
Oh man.
Yeah, congratulations. Man.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thanks for having me on. This was a real good time. Appreciate it.
We hope to see you again soon.
Thanks for being here. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
With a 5 bass limit.
With a 5 bass limit.
Hey, we'll at least get 4 next time.
There you go. Hey, man. I like it.
And if we don't see you, man, hopefully we'll see you down at Lake Barkley for the Classic, the big championship week.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks again, fellas.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Shout out to the tournament director, Bill, getting me all set up, and Phil for getting this going. Sorry, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention those two.
Good shout out. Shout out to TDs. Love it.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, later, Phil.
Thanks, guys.
Man, that's a good dude right there, man. He's one of my new favorite all time guests. And I'm not saying that just to butter up so I don't get my butt kicked at the Classic.
No, and let's be honest. I mean, this is something that we'll just preview this a little bit while we're here, and I'm pulling up the next tournament that went on over the weekend. One of the things that we've talked about doing, I mean, wintertime's going to hammer down on us here before too long. And even though it's just now getting to be summer. But one of the things that you and I have talked about is going back and actually, getting to know some of our anglers in the future during our downtime episodes.
Yeah.
Bringing them on, having some conversations, and kind of letting you folks get to meet some of the people that really fish USA Bassin and have made it a lot of fun. We've got a short list already started with some anglers that we know we want to go back and have some deeper conversations and get to know them with. So that's something that you guys got to look forward to with the Kayak podcast as we move out of tournament season here eventually. Those will be things that hopefully you guys will enjoy.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, these guys and gals that, enjoy our hobby or our sport, whatever you want to call it, man, there's some characters out there, some really interesting stories, some funny people, some serious people. I mean, just all kinds of people. And can't wait to dig in deep, kind of do a deep dive, if you will, no pun intended, on some of these anglers and kind of see what makes them tick. And I think that's really what's going to help grow the sport of kayak fishing. Is you got to have main characters. You know what I mean? The WWF or now WWE would not be what it is without the right characters. You know what I mean? So.
Absolutely.
We're gonna do that, and we got a few of them characters coming out of Indiana. I'm just saying, one Mr. Sam Jones. I mean,
Sam Jones, the Indiana weeknighter. This one went down on a Thursday night, so New York was on Wednesday, and we turned around and ran another one on Thursday out in the great state of Indiana. Sam Jones, man. Talk about Sam. He joined us for one. He got a W early on in the season down there at Patoka Lake, but man, since then. He's me and him have talked a couple times, and we're both enjoying some of the same struggles here this early part of the season. Working a lot and not being out on the water as much, and it's kind of hit both of us some missed opportunities. But man, he come at it with a big 19 and a quarter on the body of water he was fishing on that Wednesday nighter.
Yeah, just missed out on big bass for the night. A very nice, huge big daddy right there. It's Sam, so he's tossing some biz baits around, I'm sure, to catch that fish. And I'm sure he was just tickled, like you, to be able to get out and do some fishing and not just talk about it or mock up someone's website or work on fishing. You can actually get out there and enjoy it. Got them 4 fish for 63 and 3/4 inches, at 19 and a quarter, like you had mentioned, 16 and a half, and a pair of bookends, 14 inches there to round out his 4 fish day. Just short of a limit. Again, we talked about the 5 bass limit. One 12-inch fish would have jumped him into third place. Pretty much, almost. Well, close to it.
No.
It would have made things interesting.
It would have made things interesting in third.
Yeah.
Third
but a
and fourth.
14-inch, another 14-inch fish would have made it really interesting. So shout out to Sam. We appreciate him coming out and fishing with us and making these boys sweat it when he threw a 19 and a quarter up on there. 4th place, Michael Luke, guy with 2 first names, 18 and a quarter. You can tell that fish has, been on a bed, been working a bed, got a little beat up on the tail, but a nice limit, pretty good until that, one small fish at the very end there, but definitely 5 fish, hey, we talk about it
Makes
every
a
week.
difference.
Makes a big
And you
difference.
can see, most of these Indiana fish are looking fairly spawned out at this point, and they have moved on.
Yeah, they're on to bigger and better things, hopefully putting on the old feed bag and getting things moving along. Now, Jordan, I see, he's got some bronze fish. There we go. Some
And shout
Indiana
out to Jordan
bronze.
because he has been loading this board. We've had 3 of these weeknight tournaments in Indiana, and he has loaded the board down with smallmouth each and every time. He's had a strategy that is his own. He's been hitting the rivers, and this time unfortunately got him.
Yeah, but I mean, it still got him a 3rd place finish. He just couldn't get any of those, bigger bites. Just a couple smaller ones there at the end that, you just can't call out. Is what it is sometimes. Shortened tournament. It happens.
It does.
Did he get all bronze again?
No,
What's
he's
that last
actually
one?
got one.
It just says
One of them
bangs.
green ones.
Yeah. Okay. They do exist. So,
They do exist.
he had to resort to a multi-species bag to get his 5 bass limit, but he got 5, and that 13 and a quarter is just what it took to overcome 4th place and take home a top 3 as my guy starts his no catalytic converter F-150. I don't know. Nice fish.
And shout out Paul. Paul come in here, and man, he had him a good night too. I mean, he was calling. I mean, let's go back and look at that. I mean, obviously that's a good one right there. Look at, looking at these New York fish, they got that shorter snout to them, but you look at some of these Indiana fish, and they got that long nose. That's a good measuring fish right there.
That's a very helpful fish.
He's got. If you look at them eyeballs and you look at the end of the nose, that fish right there gained an inch compared to some of the ones that we was looking at from New York.
Yeah, them those New York fish like to turn their nose up to you, but it looks like he's chunking a buzz bait out there. At least he's got one sitting on the deck of his boat, so that's always a good time if you throw a buzz bait. But I mean,
look at that there though.
A beyond solid limit, and he dropped multiple fish on him, and 17 and 3/4 times 3. I mean, obviously he's around the right ones. He's around the right ones.
He was around some of the right ones, and he was called 5 fish. I mean, that's a good night when you call through a whole limit.
Yeah. Yep. There's a Chad Brock moment for you. No touch, leave it alone. I like it. I like it a lot. So shout out to Paul, man. Good job, brother. You got oh man, looked like a bird might have tried to eat that little fellow right there, but boy, humpback of Notre Dame. Man, that's a Catholic fish if I ever seen one. Look at that thing. Is this a Wednesday night? Because that thing's got a hump for days.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. 88 inches. Man, dang, just missed it. But a great limit, dude.
Now, I was talking with Brian Crossan. Brian Crossan and I, another Indiana angler, man, we were watching this thing as this was going down. Merlin and Paul were deadlocked till like the last 30 minutes. And then old Merlin Hammer, man, he come through in the very end, rounded up, got him an extra half inch. They was both dead to heat at 88 inches. And man, That's one way to get a win right there. He called out 4 times
That's
and
Bassin,
took
dude.
on
That's
big bass with a 19.5. So shout out to Merlin. You guys have probably noticed Jason and I are running through a couple of these tournaments tonight a little bit different. We kind of selected tonight to bring on a few different divisions. We know, we've got an hour to get through all this, or just a little over an hour. We want to make sure that we get to talk about all these tournaments. So shout out to Merlin. Merlin also runs Indiana Bass Nation, as you can see right there on his tag. Him and Sam Jones have done a phenomenal job building and starting the Indiana Bass Nation. It's something kayak anglers in Indiana wanted for a long time. We couldn't get it, but some things changed, and Merlin, got in there and got this thing started. So shout out to these guys. They're putting on a great little trail, and everybody's liking it.
Yeah, believe it or not, there's politics in bass fishing. I don't know if folks at home know this or not, but there's some drama in there. And sometimes you just you got to work a little harder to get something done. But Merlin definitely looks like he went with a small boat strategy in this particular tournament. You can see he's in a smaller craft there. Definitely got some grass, so he's probably fishing something pretty shallow. He's got a paddle in his hand. For the folks that are fishing at home that don't know what that black thing is going across the bottom of his catchboard, that is what we call a paddle. Okay.
Yeah.
That is how we used to maneuver these vessels prior to 2017, 2018, when pedals kind of took over and then motors did their thing. But yeah, he had a solid 5 bass limit, got the win. He's no stranger to, catching fish across the country. I've had the pleasure of actually having a beer with him at Lake Hartwell. First time I met Merlin in person was at a brewery in Lake Hartwell in Anderson, South Carolina. So shout out.
Great dude.
Shout out to him to see it coming all around and, catching some fish, doing the things.
Well, I don't know which way to go first here, but we're going to, I think, gosh, there's just so much to talk about. I didn't realize we had this much to talk about, but man, there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and let's go back. Let's go back here to, navigating Tourney X while you're live on a podcast.
Yeah. While Chad's navigating that Tourney X, just give the folks at home a quick reminder of the USA Bassin Kayak Classic coming up the first weekend of October on beautiful Lake Barkley in Catawba, Kentucky. Chad's been posting on the social media, so keeping a close eye on that as we get in contact with different venues such as hotels, lodging, dining experiences for you and your companions to enjoy while fishing the classic with us. Just as a reminder, the dates are right. It is a Friday, Saturday competition day, Sunday left open in case of inclement weather. So we can get a full 2-day tournament in for you guys. You've worked hard for it, and we want to make sure you get every opportunity to not have your tournament cut short.
Now, let's handle some.
I don't know why we got to pull up this.
No, we're pulling this up. If I got to talk about my bad day, you're going to talk about yours. So, Jackson Kayak team. Obviously, they participate in the USA Bass, and they've kind of got their own division. They fish against each other. Gives them a great opportunity to talk a little smack to each other. Jackson Kayak's been part of the USA Bass and Trail since its induction going on 4 years ago now. So shout out to Jackson Kayak for their support in the USA Bass and Trail. But yeah, the team showed up, and they did good. Oh, Will Mario, man. Shout out Will. He got to get out there and catch some fish. We give him the weekend off. The judge was off duty. He was away from the gavel.
And he got him a 5 bass limit.
He did. He put up a good 5 bass limit. So shout out to Will. Look at that beautiful brown fish right there.
Yeah. Hey, give him a follow on the old Tic Tacs, man. He puts out some pretty cool videos. He's been living in my algorithm rent free the past few days, and he puts out some pretty good stuff. So shout out to the judge. on his video content. It's pretty good time. Stephen Howard from Pennsylvania came into this event tied with myself in first place for the division AOY chase. And we're right there again, neck and neck. He had a 5 fish limit. He called out several fish, it looks like. Caught some smallies. I'm guessing Pennsylvania, maybe the Susky, or Juanita, or one of those famed smallmouth bass fisheries they've got up there. I knew going into this tournament that I was probably going to have at least 88 inches to win, and that's what it would have took, based on all the Pennsylvania anglers that were fishing.
Wait. Stop right there.
What are you talking about?
Hold on, I got to bring somebody in here.
No, I skipped over to first place.
No, we're I've got a guest host tonight. Rudy Yarworth is going to jump in here, and he's going to help me interview Jason Cassidy on his day out on the water. So Rudy, I'm going to go ahead and turn that over to you and let you ask some questions.
So Jason, I know you live right there on one of these famed Tennessee bass lakes. So tell me, what was your plan? Where'd you fish?
I fished on Lake Chickamauga because I didn't have any time to practice or pre-fish or do anything. So I just figured I'd launch out here out back and see what was going to work out here in the old backyard. And the fishing was slow. It was not as expected, and I definitely rode the struggle bus. Don't want to make too many excuses. We all have them. And I cursed a lot and fished very little. But no, I did get 5, called up one at the end with about 3 minutes to go. And I hadn't looked at the leaderboard until the end, and I looked at it, and I was very happy for my man with the big straw hat that he was able to inch me out and come away with a second place finish. Rudy's a hell of an angler. I give him a lot of shit on this podcast, but it's all in fun, and it's good. It's good camaraderie to see, to be able to take one on the chin from time to time. It feels good to do a little sparring. Look at that. I did a Chad Brock there. That was shout out Chad Brock. No touch with the Crocs. And
I'll tell you what,
Chad don't wear Crocs.
It was the lake was busy. I mean, you're like 2 weekends out of Memorial Weekend, beginning of summer on a Saturday. It was a busy day on the lake, so wasn't easy for me either. Unfortunately, I don't live Rudy, on Chickamauga. I don't live in Tennessee on Lake Chickamauga, so I don't get to go out and play with big bass all year long. It freezes here in the wintertime, but 45 minutes away, there was a local Pennsylvania lake. I could have went to the Susky, but I've been out on this lake. I fished at a Wednesday tournament, and I was catching some decent fish, but it was pretty tough with all the boats out there and the bass boats buzzing me and jet skis coming by. It made the bite a little tough, but boy, was I happy when that 19-incher came in with like 10 minutes to spare. And I happened to look up the board and was like, oh yeah, Jason's going down.
Heck yeah, dude. I didn't know it was that dramatic, but that's awesome to see that. And your phone was breaking up there, but I'm pretty sure you just told America you were fishing at Bass Pro Shops. Is that what I heard? I don't know if that's legal, but whatever.
Harrisburg Bass Pro Shops, man. They let me in there with the Koike.
Oh man, dude, it'd be a freaking time. But yeah, you got 81 inches. Obviously, you just said, you called that last one with about 10 minutes ago, a 19-incher. Do you know what that called out, what you had? I mean, your smallest one was 15 or less. So, I mean, it definitely called you up 4 inches.
Yeah, it was a 14. It was a 14 and a half that called 19.
Yeah, so 4.5 inch call. I mean, that jumps you over major gains to turn my name into major losses. And tightened up that angler of the year. Yeah, I might. I've got a week ahead of me. We can get into that later, but for the we'll get on to Bill here. Wild Bill up there, 87 and a half
Bill,
inches.
This is Bill's second win on the team trail, isn't it? Or did he win one of the Susky?
I think he won one of his
remember.
Other divisions. I think
that's what
I'm
I
not
was
real
thinking.
sure.
I don't know. There's a lot of PA on that mat, so you better watch yourself, Jason.
Yeah. It's coming up quick too. It's rising. The Marylands and the PAs and the New Yorks are rising up. Those angular year standings. There's going to be some results entered in over the next couple of weeks that are they're gonna shake up that leaderboard.
It's wild.
We had to thaw out first.
It's in the USA or the Jackson team division, first place, second place, and third place in AOI is all separated by 1 point each. It's a 1 point down from first to second, 1 point down from second to third. So it's going to be a wild shootout for these next two tournaments. I asked Chad, I was like, man, I can't find the dates, but I went on usabassin.com, which is a great resource. If you're watching this, you can find all of our tournament schedules, or most of them, located there, along with Angler of the Year points. But yeah, we've got a couple more of these derbs. I think one in July and one in August. So we'll have to see if I have another tournament that's on top of those. But hopefully I can find like a really good lake close by. So outside of Chickamauga that ain't so pressured. If anybody has any suggestions, I'd be all ears to hear about a public waterway where I can catch just enough fish to beat Rudy Yarworth, please. And thank you.
I heard Nickajack's pretty good.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I was going to fish Nickajack because I knew where the winning fish were last week, and I just did not have the equipment to hold there. And I'm glad I didn't go there because I did not have the equipment to hold there. So it would have been another crazy day on the water. So I stuck with a paddle.
He lost his spinning rod too. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
He lost his spinnerbait rod. That's what I lost.
Yep.
But now, I mean, Rudy, it didn't end for you there this past weekend, though, man. I mean, you were busy. You were busy this week. I know we didn't get into. We had the first Eastern Shores weeknighter that went down on a Wednesday night. You also fished that. You fished the JK team event.
Yes,
on
we
Saturday.
made the weekly event is a Mid-Atlantic now, so it's not just Eastern Shore. It's Maryland,
Right.
Delaware, Pennsylvania. It's all encompasses all three of our trails that we have here.
It encompasses all three, but it's still unfortunately labeled the other way. But anyway, back to the story, man. You turned around and you fished Sunday. You ran a tournament on Sunday, man. You was busy all week.
Yeah, drove 3.5 hours to the Potomac, fished that. Will showed me how to catch 4 fish. It was a tough day on Sunday. Where we chose to fish that day, they just weren't biting. But I'm not sure if our number one guy is still in the waiting room, but he could talk about that.
Yeah, we'll bring him up here in just a few minutes. Let's buzz through this top 5 here real quick. So starting down here with Clifford Wolf, man, 16 and a half or 16 and 3/4 inch smallmouth coming in at 77.25 inches. So shout out Clifford. Then a guy that we all know and love, Mr. Matthew Campbell, coming in here and laying down 78 and 3/4.
There was a tie between Matt and Tim Blankenship at the end, but we get a little bit of time to upload some fish. So I guess a couple more fish got uploaded, and Tim edged him out. But it was close. It was real close at the end there.
Yeah, you got that bomb pop. Got that bomb pop.
Bomb pop Coosa X. I love that boat. It's a good looking boat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They call it Patriot, but since it's on a Coosa X, we're gonna call it bomb pop. Sounds better.
It looks cool. No matter what you call it, just don't call it ugly because it's a good looking boat. Yeah.
It was a custom boat.
Speaking of good looking, man, those bronze ones are They looking good. I love a good smallmouth, man.
Absolutely. Good looking
And
fish.
this was was this the Potomac,
Yeah.
Rudy?
Yeah. Do me a favor. Look at I think Matt Favors 16 and a half. Look at those two 16 and a halves and get down there on the bottom. So Matt sent me a picture of these 16s and a half step down there, right there, 6.
Does that got a tag in it?
Yeah, they both have tags on them. So both of those 16s were tagged. And I'm not sure if you watch Facebook, but you see Jeff Little's been out there helping out with the Tag a Fish program. So
there you can see it.
yeah, see right there, both those 16 and a halves, or two different 16 and a halves, both have tags on them. So that was pretty sporty to see too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do they have any kind of program? Or is it just research that they're tracking, or you get prizes?
Yeah, so what they do is you report the tags, and then they have a drawing for all the people that reported tagged fish. I believe they do that every week or every 2 weeks for a gift card to like Bass Pro Shops or something like that.
Yeah, fun story on Lake Gunnersville. They had a tag program, Big Bass Bash. I think it's a tournament where they release like 50 tag fish in Lake Gunnersville, and you get like the year to fish for them. It's like $100 entry. And I was out there pre-fishing for a Bassmaster event several years back, and I caught a tag fish, and it had a phone number to call. So I called it, and they said, "Oh, you in the Big Bass Bash?" I'm like, "What's that?" And they're like, "Oh man, $10,000 fish," and I got a T-shirt for it. It said I caught a $10,000 fish, and all I got was this T-shirt, like literally, because I did not enter the Big Bass Bash that they had going on. It was pretty wild, pretty disappointing, and it would have put you in a drawing for a boat at the end of the season. So it's like, oh god. But yeah, fun story on those tag fish. So if you catch them, hey, do your due diligence, call them in. It's good research. We like to see where those fish go and how they grow and all those things. It's a pretty cool process. And that's really neat that he caught 2 of them in one tournament. That's wild.
For
that's
sure.
Wild.
Now, up to third place, Timothy Blankenship, 79 and a quarter. So 17s, man, rolling in on 17s, to say the very least.
Yeah, that's a 80s, 90s rolling. We rolling on dubs or bigger now, but yeah, nice 5 fish limit. Got 17, 16, 16, 14. Waiting allowed there. Looks like he's in a
and
little
Rudy,
sit-in kayak. Yeah.
Kind of elaborate on the rules when you're on the river and what you're able to do. We're seeing Timothy not in his boat here, but kind of lay down what goes on the river.
So we do some river tournaments and a couple like larger bodies of water. So when we're on the river, in Tourney X, we'll list special rules. And for the river tournament, especially when summer gets here, water levels start to get pretty low. So we allow wade fishing. You have to be tethered to your kayak, PFD on, and all that safety stuff. But you can get out and drag your kayak and fish pools and pocket water on the main river. And pretty much it's just the main river and the Monocacy River. If you're fishing in one of the tributaries on the Maryland side, you pretty much have to be in your kayak, and we don't want people portaging up any of the tributaries past like tree snags and stuff like that. So to keep it fair, we keep it to the main river. But we do have some pretty serious rapids too that go through there. So this gives folks the opportunity to like paddle up to the rapids and be able to drag into some of that pocket water versus
cool.
having to shoot the class 3s in your kayak and lose all your gear.
Yeah, and it really opens up some different waterways for the anglers too. We're not just stuck with slow moving flat water. It gives you the option to get out there and do some hand to hand combat, if you will, with some of these smaller rivers and tributaries, and kind of get back to the roots of kayak fishing. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that in a glitter rocket.
No, and like motor or no motor, if you have a larger kayak, you're going to run aground and not be able to get through a lot of that water. So it makes it more opens up more water for everybody, regardless of the type of boat you have, because not everyone can have a arsenal of kayaks. So you might pick one to fish the lower tidal Potomac and lakes, but you want to fish this river event. this lets you get out, just like, some of the bigger trails that do like national wide river events. That way you can get out and drag your kayak through some tough spots and get up to that next pool of water.
Heck yeah. Love it. Love seeing it.
Shane Crawford.
Killing it. 83.5 inches, solid 5 fish limit. Got another good grouping of smallmouth bass, man. Loving seeing these smallies. And it looks like, he might be over the side of his gunnel as well. So definitely having the ability to access, some of these skinny waters. Skinny waters does not mean skinny fish, folks. I mean, these things are some little oinkers that they're throwing up there on the Bubba X Tourney X leaderboard. So 83.5 inches, very good limit. But
so Shane had a couple fish that, because they're fishing over the top of the gunnel, looking down, like right there. Yeah, you can start to get stuff on the board. You have to be careful when you take your photographs and make sure they're free and clear. You see the whole fish. Just, we got to keep the rules fair for everybody. So wade fishing or not, you got to make sure that you're submitting good fish pics.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely.
Good point.
The judge will find you.
Yeah. Unless he's out fishing.
Unless he's out fishing, then you're stuck.
He probably still finds you. I'm surprised.
You got to recruit good judges when the judge is out fishing.
Yeah.
What up, Josh?
I'm just so far. Josh, and there is the judge. The judge is in the comments. We're gonna have to we're getting him a shirt. It's just all there is to it. We're getting him a shirt. Let's go ahead and bring on our first place winner, Mr. Charlie. Welcome to the show, bud.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey man. So first things first, quick little bit to introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and what kind of kayak you're fishing out of this season, man.
I'm in, for lack of better places, Martinsburg, West Virginia. So I'm close to the Upper Potomac here. I'm running Innovative Sportsman Osprey 1436.
Nice. Got the riding on air ride.
Yes, sir.
I like it. Go through some shallow dirt in that thing, I promise you. Well, you riding high on this leaderboard at 91.25 inches. You called out 6 different times. So I'm assuming you had yourself a pretty good time on the water. Is that thumb healed up yet, or you still got a little scratchy on there?
It's more my wrist. I caught about a 20-pound flathead that I had to get the hook out of his throat, and he kind of chewed up my wrist a little bit.
Oh, man. First world problems there, Charlie. First world problems. You show up to work on Monday, be like, what happened to you? Oh, man, rode the struggle bus, caught me a giant flathead, caught me a bunch of bronze fish, won a tournament, woe is me. I'm sure that everybody feels so sorry for Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. But yeah, you had, 19.75, 19, 18.25, 18, 16.25. I mean, dude, that's solid, man. I mean, a super solid day out there. Is that, water you fish quite often? Are you familiar with that place, or what's going on?
I'm pretty familiar with it. I haven't fished it much in the last few years. I fished the trail last year is really when I got back into fishing on the Upper Potomac. Spent a lot of time down on the Lower Potomac fishing largemouth and things like that for a long time. But now that I'm back in the kayak game, it kind of getting into the Upper Potomac again. And it was a lot of sticking with something that didn't get a lot of bites, but it got the better bites. And that's hard for me to do because I just like catching fish.
Well, I mean, the catch numbers would speak otherwise. It looks like, you definitely caught some numbers to go along with that. So
yeah, the 6 calls were probably all Ned fish. So
yeah, okay,
yeah,
nice. Well, heck yeah, man. So the NRS, you said it's the NRS inflatable?
No, the Sportsman.
Osprey.
Yep, the Osprey.
Okay, and do you run a Newport on the back of that?
Yeah, the NK 300.
Okay, so you scoot along pretty good. I've been privy to watch Jordan Marshall take off on one of his inflatable adventures with the 300, and that thing gets to gone real quick. I mean, it's a pretty swift moving vessel. What do what do you think of that compared to like your typical roto-molded or plastic, if you will, for the lack of choice of words? But how would you compare that? How would you sell me on an inflatable kayak today?
Well, I can do that real easy. I started out in a Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL,
It's a
and
heavy boat.
yeah. So honestly, the Osprey's not that much lighter, but anyway, fishing the MAKBF the past 2 years. I was around the guys that had the Ospreys, and after watching them and taking a good look at them before launch and stuff, I decided I wanted to get one for the river. So my original plan was to get an Osprey and then get another big kayak for lakes and things like that. Well, after I bought the Osprey, I don't need anything else. It's a blank canvas. I have all the room in the world. I can set it up to where nothing's in my way, and I just love how it's set up.
Oh yeah, love it. Love seeing all the different the watercraft on the show and seeing how people rig them out. You know, there's a tool for every job. You know what I'm saying? And that tool's got to fit that angler. And obviously, you found one that fits you just right, and you slayed them and brought home the big win for sure. And I know we got some internet issues going in and out, but yeah. So tell us a little bit more about your day. Fast, furious all day, spread out. How did you come about your win?
It was pretty much all day. At least catching fish wise. I ran to an area where I thought I could catch some good fish and ran up there, tossed a spinnerbait in, and caught an 18 on my way up to the exact spot I wanted to fish. Got up to the exact spot, caught the 19 3/4. Next cast after I got done measuring that fish, I lost one over 18. And I think I caught a 15 out of there. And from there on out, I just switched back and forth between Ned rig and a spinnerbait. And Ned rig was catching lots of fish, and that's hard for me to set down. But the spinnerbait was what was getting the bigger bites. So I finally had to just, when things slowed down a little bit, I said I just need to stick with the spinnerbait and try to win this thing instead of catching 100 fish.
No, and that's never a bad thing, man. Like, it can be tough. I mean, to dial in and focus on one thing and force yourself to go that way. I know I've had.
It looks like Chad's talking. I can't hear a thing.
Oh, can't hear me?
Let me back out and come back in, guys.
Yep. Can you hear me, Rudy? It's just us now, Rudy. I don't think anybody can hear me. Can you hear me, Rudy? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you now. Every time you go out and come back in, I lose people.
That's my fault. So, man, that's awesome. I know it can be difficult sometimes to dial in and focus on one particular lure, and you may go through a period where you don't have bites and you want to pick up something else. How hard is that to overcome throughout the day?
It's tough for me because I just like catching fish. But, if you stick with just catching a bunch of fish, it's not going to get you a check at the end of the day.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, Rudy, you've got more coming up this weekend. Let us know. Let the people at home know what you have going on up there in Rudy Land that's coming at us here this weekend. Yeah, whatever I'm trying to spit out. Everybody's going in and out. Maybe it's me. I don't think they can hear me. We've lost Jason. You still hear me, Charlie?
I can hear you. Yep.
We're going to ditch these guys. We'll figure it out. So yeah, man, thanks for being here. So, dude, tell the folks at home where they can find you on social media, man, and thank anybody that you need to thank.
Okay. Yeah, I think pretty much everything's just my name, Charlie Rustler. That's Facebook. I think it's Charlie Rustler Fishing on Instagram and YouTube. My YouTube's not up to date. I've got days and days of video I haven't gone through. TikTok, I think's Fish Slap TV.
Okay.
And so actually the guy that finished in 5th place, Clifford Wolf, he approached me back in the wintertime about helping him try to sell some of his baits that he's pouring. And he's always fished the jet boat tournaments around here and everything. And he actually talked him in. He went out and bought a kayak and fished the tournament Sunday. So
nice.
He seemed really tickled with it and had a good
Major
time.
losses.
So him, Jawbreaker Baits, and Newport Vessels. Yep.
Okay. Awesome, man.
Oh, and of course, the wife for putting up with me being gone about every weekend.
Absolutely. You can't thank them enough because they deal with all of us. And, you know, FedEx boxes showing up at the door like new pairs of shoes, except they're just full of tackle.
Yep.
Well, Charlie, thanks for being here. I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and then we're going to try to close this thing out and get everybody on the road.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, thank you.
Yep.
All right, fellas. Well, we've got we've been in this thing an hour and 10 minutes. But man, we have got more tournaments coming up this weekend, Rudy. Go ahead and give the folks at home a little preview on what you've got going on out in Maryland this weekend, bud.
So the next 2 weekends actually are pretty big for us. This weekend we'll be on the Upper Bay. The Upper Bay will be with PA Bass, Kayak Nation, and Chesapeake Reel Masters. We'll be fishing Susquehanna Flats and the famous tidal bass waters of the Chesapeake. So that should be pretty good. So come on out to that. We'll be based out of Perryville for the awards. Should have a good turnout. And then the following weekend we'll be on the famous Juniata River on the 20th. So, or 620 will be on the Juniata River, which is also at the same time Kayak Angler Series is fishing. So
Okay.
we'll get a bunch of anglers out there to get a little more exposure to USA Bassin and fish some epic smallmouth waters.
Yeah, that it's going to be, and then we've got another the boys out there. They'll have another weeknighter in between now and then. So
yeah,
we'll
next Wednesday, not
next
this Wednesday. Next Wednesday we'll have the weeknighter, and I've been trying to help promote that across the bay. You know, because we got the Quillen family. We need to put some fish up so we can give them some competition.
Yeah, for sure. The Gordies and the Gordons have been had frequent flyer miles on the USA Bass and Kayak Award Show podcast. So shout out to those guys. They could have actually probably been here again tonight, but trying to make sure that we get all the tournaments talked about in one show, it kind of adds up quick.
Yeah, GQ squared.
GQ squared. Shout out to the guys in Kentucky. They're going to be out on Green River this coming weekend. So Green River Lake, they are doing a donation. So for every entry, they are donating back to Campbellsville University. So come out there to help support those kids. If you're in the Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee area, it'll be a good tournament. But then also teamed up with the Native Power Hour deal that they've got going on. Jason is running one out of Chickamauga down there, and it's going to be a big event. To be honest with you, it's an open event for USA Bass, and this is one of our first open tournaments that we're going to do. So now you won't get any points. If you're a member, you will get points in the way that you finish within the membership block. So say that you're a member and you finish 10th, but you're like actually the member that finished, ahead of all the other members, you'll actually get first place points. So we're going to enter it in that way, but we're going to go ahead and open it up to sweeten up the payout for you guys. It will be an open tournament, but members will all get points based on the order that they finish against each other. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a great opportunity. And yeah, then we're back up in New York. The Adirondack division is out on the Hudson River this coming weekend on Sunday. So kids, I'm telling you, there is a ton of stuff going on the USA Bassett Trail. It gets confusing trying to read all this on a live show. Like, I almost need a teleprompter off to the side, which they've got one. I don't know why I don't use it, Rudy. It's right there. It's part of the tool package. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching. Get signed up. There's still plenty of time to make your way down to fish with us at beautiful Lake Barkley in Catawba, Kentucky. It is going to be a show. There's already, Rudy, we just ended the first week of June. There's only like 60-some qualified before we even had this past weekend. So that number's only gone up after the weekend. I can't wait to crunch the numbers after this next one, man, and see where we're at. I'm going to be looking for these East Coast guys, man. They're going to be climbing up this leaderboard.
Yeah, lots of points to put in this week.
Oh, man. Will there ever be? So good night, guys. Get signed up. Let's go bassing. And by golly, we're going to catch you guys next Monday night right here. I got a feeling it's going to be another two-parter. So hang with us, and let's get out there.